A great development happened in the past couple of days.
I think I'll start by reading out the conversation we had immediately prior to this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Me. Have we settled on a topic? You. Yes, the stupid trailer for Death Stranding. Me. I haven't watched it. You. It's 7 seconds long. Me. Okay. No, I'm looking at it right now, and it's actually 69 seconds long.
That's 7 seconds in Kojima time.
I set you up for a 69 joke, and you didn't even say nice.
It's 6:37 a.m.
Continue.
Also, it's not 69 seconds long. It's literally 10 seconds long. If you found one that's 69 seconds long, that's because it's like multiple trailers in different languages glued together.
No, this one seems like it's just one trailer.
Does it? Watch it till the end then.
I am. Skeletor's in it. I was not expecting a crossover with the classic Masters of the Universe. Okay, and he's summoning the deep. And then he makes the moon presence.
No, Richie, do you know who he makes?
Who does he make?
He makes Corvo!
Aww.
Look how cute! Yeah, we'll call this Corvo 2.
Okay.
Okay. And then Corvo 2 roars.
He do.
But it has no face. Okay, maybe you may have been right. Maybe it was like 69 seconds long.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to point out I watched that with the sound down, so I have no idea what anyone said.
oh my god, you're supposed to watch it with the sound on.
Yeah, but then I can't hear you yelling at me.
Okay, watch it with the sound on. That's the point. That's the reveal.
Hang on. I've got another reveal though. It's even better.
It better be good.
New Death Stranding trailers secretly confirm Stephanie Houston is in it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is that the reveal of this trailer?
No.
Do you think
I
that
already
it doesn't?
had
Do you
that.
think
I
it doesn't actually confirm that? And this is clickbait.
It confirms it. No, it's. We will talk about this.
Oh,
Watch the
fine.
trailer with
All
the
right,
sound on.
okay.
Why are you making me raise my voice at 6?
You're talking over Norman Reedus.
Is it Norman Reedus?
Oh no, it's Troy Baker.
That's right. That's the reveal. Okay, I can stop watching now.
So the gold mask is the source of the power, I guess.
I guess. And did you notice how he has a whole like Egyptian like I guess get up feel going on?
Do you think so?
Yeah, look back at like 19 seconds. You can see like stripes underneath his coat. And we talked about this before in our trailer analysis.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know if like
yeah, like and with the whole Egyptian golden mask thing or whatever, we talked about that too.
Yeah.
Like the whole golden mask idea and I think the afterlife. I can't remember.
Does he have a baby attached to him as well? Because he's got like a thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
His baby's red.
Oh yeah, it just lit up. I can see the little baby inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red means bad, I think. So I think the baby's realizing something creepy is going on. Why am I here?
Is this part of the policy?
Oh my god! What if that's the little cow baby?
In preparation for Death Stranding, we should play and watch everything we can think of that has babies in it.
Yes.
To see if that'll help us understand the plot more.
I think so.
Okay, so it's like Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
The Boss Baby.
Mm-hmm. Baby geniuses.
Look
Look
Who's
who's
Talking.
talking. Yeah.
There's like a PlayStation racing game where you can play as a baby and just run really fast.
Okay.
Uh,
Rugrats.
I don't know. Well, the Rugrats were more like I think they were slightly too old to be babies. They were like when they like 2 or 3.
What?
Were the Rugrats like 2 or 3? They were like toddlers.
Well, one of them was constantly wearing a diaper, so.
Yeah, maybe he plays Call of Duty. There's a PS2 game called Come On Baby. You could play that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, I think this has potential. We'll designate 1 month prior to Death Stranding Baby Month, and we'll just cover things with
Okay.
babies in them.
All right.
Okay.
So does it mean we'll have to replay Bloodborne?
No, I think we've covered
Because it
Bloodborne.
has the whole
I think
baby
we've
theme.
covered Bloodborne pretty well.
But what if we forget by the time Death Stranding comes out?
I think we're more likely to have forgotten elements of the Death Stranding trailers before Death Stranding comes out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a tweet by Standing Fierce.
Yeah.
Love that name. Standing Fierce and Smizing. Okay. No, you know Smizing? Like in America's Next Top Model, and Tyra Banks always is like fierce, smize. So
No, I don't.
no?
I don't watch America's Next Top Model.
A post by Standing Fierce said, tweet from Stephanie Justin's managing agency about Death Stranding. Seems pretty solid that backpack girl is Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
And then here's the tweet. Yeah, it's and people notice that she has the Dutch flag on somewhere on the trailer on her bag or something.
Oh, okay.
Or something along those lines. Or maybe I'm making this up.
Well, it is very early for you.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. This shows the next. Do you see the thing under? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It does have a Dutch thing. And look. Go scroll down. Like the second tweet as a response is showing why it's it's basically confirmed. You see?
Oh, yep. Good. Okay, that is her.
Okay.
Yeah, they played us like a damn fiddle.
Okay, question. Who is she?
She was the motion capture and like physical model for Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. So she's worked with Kojima before.
Yeah, that's cool.
So has Troy Baker, the guy who we were listening to.
Oh yeah, I thought I only know him as Joe.
He's Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 5.
You mean Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, that is him crying.
Okay.
At this point, Miyazaki is just like it's like a depraved Roman emperor getting famous voice actors to come into a studio and just make baby crying noises and leave.
Sometimes he invites them to be silent.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They got Iveta Mradislova back to record all that Maria dialogue and then used one line.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, and also on IMDb, well, no, first, because I'm sure you're not aware of this, there were some other reveals, but outside of the trailer.
Right.
Okay, so click on that.
What I'm actually trying to find now is that PS1 racing game about the baby. The problem is that, like, I know I mentioned it in a conversation with Neo Lucky. So I'm having to go through, like, that window, and if I click back, I'll lose my place. The problem is a lot of this conversation is just me trying to explain the plot of the Boss Baby to her. Now I'm recapping that, and I'm like, the Boss Baby probably makes less sense than Death Stranding.
Does it make more sense than Reborn?
I haven't watched Reborn yet. It'd be hard to make less sense than the Boss Baby.
No, it's actually pretty logical. Also, I remembered that the rings open the boxes, and that's very important
Okay.
plot wise. I just don't remember why exactly, but they open them. Oh no, because wait, because the animals or robots live in the boxes, so when you open the box, you release that thing, right?
Well,
So I guess that's why it's important.
I guess.
Yeah. And then you use the robot or animal or whatever's inside to fight. So
Okay, I found the game. It's called Running High, and one of the unlockable characters is a baby.
just one.
Well, I guess everyone could select the baby if you wanted, and just have a baby race.
Okay. Race.
Oh yeah, they are all babies in this mode. Oh, they're different babies. Okay. So we got to play this.
Okay.
Gotta play that. We got to play Come On Baby for the PS2. Imagine Party Babies. We got to play that.
Okay.
I got to watch The Boss Baby. We have to watch Reborn. I think that's probably like, if we do all that at the end of it, we might understand Death Stranding.
What about like baby Looney Tunes and stuff?
I don't know if it counts if it's like a baby version of an existing character. I think it has to be like just a baby on its own terms.
Well, no. Looney Tunes are babies. Like, they're babies. They're the characters as babies. It's like a prequel.
Yeah, but like, they just act like themselves but babies?
I don't remember. But this is Racer Baby. What the fudge? You see, when you told me that, I imagined a baby in like a Mario Kart.
No, it's just really, really fast crawling.
That's kind of creepy, I'll be honest.
It can drift.
Oh god, it's a drift baby.
Yeah.
Is it a Tokyo Drift baby?
Maybe that'll be a series, like a Fast and the Furious, like prequel. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift babies.
Oh my god.
It'll be like the X-Men prequels, and they'll do their own series. And then one of Vin Diesel will go back in time and have to race against his baby self.
I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, yeah. It mostly terrifies me because imagine if it's like an evil baby and then it's running after you. You can't run away from that.
No, exactly. It's terrifying.
It's not like Jason or whoever who walks like super slowly and you can just take the train home and they'll never find you. It's like, yeah, this will race the train.
And nobody would ever like stop the baby because they'd just be like, oh, it's a baby.
And nobody ever would suspect it either.
It's not going to hurt us. That's the plot of The Boss Baby. Oh, the Boss Baby's got an extremely complicated lore that I think requires its own episode to explain.
Okay. All right. But first, Richie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Could you take a look at the link I sent you? More characters have been revealed.
Oh, Akio Otsuka. He is Solid Snake, I think, in Japanese.
Can you please read it out and explain it for context for the benefit of people who are listening? Start at the beginning.
The event revealed that Tommy Earl Jenkins will play a new character who wears a mask. Interesting. Akio Otsuka, brackets this Richie's edition, who is Solid Snake in Japanese Metal Gear games, will voice the character in the Japanese version. The character works for the same organization as the protagonist, Sam Bridges.
And here we see.
Also, we should specify that the man in the mask is not the man in the mask we just saw. It's a different man in a different mask.
Yeah. I guess masks give you powers or work as powers type deal. So maybe his mask can do different things.
Additionally, Satoshi
you
Mikami...
You didn't say anything about Tommy Earl Jenkins.
Well, I said he'll play a new character who wears a mask.
Oh, oh, really? Okay, I missed
I
that part.
just
It's
said that.
6:52
I
a.m.
think
It's
recording
early.
podcasts in the morning is not a
I
good idea.
only had half a coffee, and I totally missed that first part. Who is Tommy Earl Jenkins?
I've never heard of him. I'll have to Google him.
I feel like I don't know anyone. Like, I wouldn't even know who Troy Baker is if I didn't like look this up beforehand and somebody was like, Joe. I'm like, right. I know him. It's Joe.
He's an American voice actor, musician, and stage performer who plays Uber Corn in the television show Go Jetters. I
Is
don't
it on
know.
Netflix? Because I only watch Netflix. I don't have television.
Go Jetters looks like it has babies in it. So we may have to watch it as research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
So the next one.
Additionally,
Satoshi Mikami will voice a character that Troy Baker voices in the English version. So that's the skull mask guy. They both have skull masks. It's just that Troy Baker's mask is gold.
It's golden, yeah.
It's golden like Troy Baker's got. He looks like he's wearing the same kind of gear that Sam's wearing. He's got like the shoulder mounted flicky thing and the baby and everything. Whereas the guy that Tommy Earl Jenkins is voicing is just a guy in a suit with a skull mask.
Yeah. And have you played Fallout 4 a lot? Or
I've
just
never played Fallout 4.
Oh, because there's a ghoul there.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. He reminds me of this whole like the character get up, face and everything that Tommy Earl is gonna voice.
But what, the suit?
No, not the suit. The whole look. He looks like a ghoul.
Yeah, but that's
the ghoul.
That's a skull mask.
The ghoul I'm thinking of was wearing a pirate suit.
Okay, so imagine that character, but in a completely different costume, and the mask is actually what his face looks like, and he's a pirate.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was my favorite character. And when I was playing Fallout 4, the journalist girl, she was my girlfriend, but also the pirate ghoul was my boyfriend. And then I was like, oh my god, I hope they never meet. Were you shocked by that? And fainted?
Off camera, that was an anime thing where in one frame of animation, I immediately fell backwards and was lying on the floor. Going, Nani?
But anyway, they did meet and nothing happened.
I'm
really a little bit... No, I'm a little bit disappointed that in Fallout you didn't have like, hey, we're both dating you. What's up with that? You know?
Yeah, they do that in the other ones that had significantly less of a budget behind them.
Lol.
In Fallout 2, you could get married, and the person you got married to was completely fucking useless.
Oh.
So I set their AI to like hyper aggressive and just let them die in the first fight we got into. That's how I got out of it.
Oh my god. That's how you got out of a marriage?
Yeah, there's like an NPC, and if you talk to them, then like their father walks in, and then he demands you get married. And then they're just a permanent party member from that point on, but they can't do anything.
Oh. I have a story about that, how I used to get married and then kill my wives, because once you get married, the family would give you what do you call that?
Dowry.
Yeah. So basically what it was is that like the ring was like 100 coins or 200 coins, and the dowry was like 10 times that or something. It was much, much more. So what you would have to do is you buy a ring, propose, get married, and then kill your wife and do it over again. It's like dowry farming.
What game is this?
Game? That was funny, no?
What game is this? Is it Skyrim?
No. And then what happened was, because this would count as a bad deed, I would physically become more monstrous, and I would have like I think I'd have like red eyes. Yeah, and I think I had like flies flying around me.
Yeah.
And so nobody would want to marry me. So do you know what I did?
You stop murdering people for money.
No,
See, that's the good option. It's got a morality system where you can choose to murder people for money or not.
no, that's I figured out something better. I found this armor. It's like this, I think either silver or golden armor, but it was like a good hero armor. And so when people looked at me, they didn't see that I looked like a devil with like flies flying around me on the inside. They just saw the armor. And they're like, "Oh, he seems like a nice guy." So they kept marrying me and I kept murdering them.
What's the moral of this fable?
I don't know. You just reminded me of marriage, and I thought I would share. I made a lot of money that way.
Yeah.
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 But then what I would do is I would kill like the wife, and then in like a little house, and then the body would stay there. But then the next wife would marry me, come into the house, and be like, "Oh no, a murder!" And then I'd kill her, and I'd have like a pile of wives in the house.
This game sounds horrifying. Isn't it meant to be like a whimsical tale narrated by Stephen Fry or something?
Not with simply. Funnily enough, that's all I remember of Fable. I played the entire game. I finished it. I think I played it multiple times, and that's what I remember. Yeah.
So that's like the equivalent of people who played The Sims and then just like locked people in rooms they couldn't get out of until they starved to death.
I think so. Maybe I should try Sims.
The Japanese dub of the game will star Kenjiro Tsuda as Sam Bridges. Norman Reedus is the model and voice actor in the English version.
You skipped. Oh no, we talked about Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yes. Recording it this early in the morning is a bad idea.
It's a great idea. Go on.
Kikuko Inoue will voice the character modeled and voiced by Lindsay Wagner in the English version. Leia Sedu's character is going to be voiced by Nana Mizuki. No one listening to this is going to play the game in Japanese. Like, they're not going to care. Oh, no, actually, the Leia Sadu character design thing, it shows she has, like, an umbrella.
Yeah, we know. We saw it last time.
Did we? I don't remember it.
Oh, you freaking kidding me? It was the best part of the trailer. It was this freaking freaked out umbrella. It was really weird. Don't you? We had a whole section on it. I was like, let's talk about the umbrella.
I don't think or watch anything about Death Stranding outside of talking to you about it. It's not like...
Well, we talked about it for like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't remember it.
But yes, she has an umbrella, and her armor has these weird spikes that appear like goosebumps, remember?
That looks like the woman who played the human version of the fish in the Mario Brothers movie.
I don't remember.
The event also revealed a character design for the character modeled after director Guillermo del Toro. Akihiko Ishizumi will voice the character in Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go to IMDb and see if IMDb adds anything to this conversation. So, are you there, Richie?
Yeah. Is IMDb entirely trustworthy in this instance, though? Because, like,
Are we?
No.
There we go.
But, like, people can, like, add stuff to IMDb without it being properly checked. Like, it's happened before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But what it reminds me of, now that I'm looking at IMDb, that I wanted to tell you that you actually got wrong in the beginning, that's a good point, is Mads Mikkelsen is different from Troy Baker, unless Troy Baker voices the Mads Mikkelsen character, which would be like a classic Miyazaki troll, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
So that's a question answered. Like, these two characters are two different people.
Mads Mikkelsen's character didn't have the baby with him, did it? He just has like a hole in his stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, he just had like the bunch of soldiers, right?
Yeah.
attached to him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, but it says here that Death Stranding is an open world game with quote unquote some degree of freedom. Also, directly next to this is a feature about like 30 years of Gunbuster.
What's Gunbuster?
Gunbuster's a really good anime.
Hmm.
And it's written by someone who has an anime podcast that's much better than ours.
Speaking of anime podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We recorded one.
Uh-huh.
It's much more on topic than this. I feel like this one is just like the podcast equivalent of Hamburger Helper. It's just like we literally just have some footage of a guy and some slime and then a tentacle monster, and you have talked about like Fable and a baby racing game.
Okay, but now look at the link I sent you. It was posted by Eddie Rips, and it's a comparison of Troy's character and some guy, I don't know who he is.
Chico is a character from Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he dies in because I didn't play 5, but I roughly understand what happened in it.
Spoilers?
It came out years ago.
But it doesn't change the fact that a spoiler is a spoiler, Richie. So I tend to agree that Chico, that I now know is dead thanks to Richie, resembles Troy's character.
Okay.
Okay. And what did you think of the trailer itself?
Would you call it a trailer? It was more
Yes.
like a random scene that they're just showing off some stuff in.
It's a trailer. It has a beginning, a middle, an end, titles.
The beginning is a man in a gold mask starts summoning a tentacle monster. The middle is tentacle monster being summoned, and the end is the summoned tentacle monster goes. Wah!
Yeah, it's the story of the tentacle monster. It's pretty self-contained. And the name is Death Stranding Official TGS 2018 trailer. Troy Baker, Norman Reedus.
Yep. And
it says trailer.
A silent cameo from Lea Seydoux. No, Stephanie Houston.
Lea Seydoux.
Stephanie Houston as a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone is going to click this thinking it's going to be actual news, and they're going to get really annoyed.
No, because that's what everybody's reporting right now.
Oh, God.
Literally just that we found out that there are 2 new characters, and then some artwork showed off more characters, and this is a new trailer.
Well, then why are we doing this at all?
Why are we living at all? Why are we alive right now at all, Richie?
So you've been playing Nier Automata.
Oh, by the way, I have something important to tell you. You didn't see it yesterday because you didn't come to the stream because you were sleeping because you're in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a chair.
Oh, you told me that.
What? When? Really?
Yesterday you said you got a chair.
I have no memory of that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of things you do you have no memory of because you do them very early in the morning and you don't wake up properly for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a cool chair. It was like on a super duper sale, so I had to get it. Also, it's like a beautiful white and pink color, and it's amazing. And it's so like fun and whimsical. Much more fun and whimsical than Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the more you bully me, the more does the chair transform into like a gothic throne with skulls on it.
Yes.
Okay, I see. It's like the picture of Dorian Gray. Like the worse you behave, it all reflects on the chair rather than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a chair karma system.
Yeah.
Chair morality.
Good. Do you want me to edit
Um,
this?
no, just release it as is.
Oh God! Why can't this episode get lost? Okay, I'm gonna have to make sure I edit that anime podcast really quickly so we have some content.
Yeah, and it was like 3 hours long, wasn't it? So that's
Yeah.
good. You'll have a lot to edit.
Yeah, I'll try to get it done tonight.
Good
Because
luck.
I don't want this on the channel unaccompanied. Because, like, if I had to wait and then I was subscribed and this was uploaded without anything else, I would unsubscribe. This is awful.
Oh yeah, if I saw this channel and then I saw JSF, I would block it.
Okay.
That wasn't a very good burn, but it's like 7:09 a.m. Give me a break.
I think these early morning podcasts are a mistake.
I think your face is a mistake.
Your bullying isn't even creative.
Why don't you? Maybe in the trailer, Troy thinks his face is a mistake, so he wears a golden mask.
But the mask, like, does something.
Yeah, okay, well, let's talk about it, because you keep going off topic.
There's no topic! It's a completely decontextualized scene of a man making a tentacle thing out of slime.
Okay, well, first of all, his name is Corvo 2. Second of all, it's not slime, it's mud where people live. Because clearly people reach out for the mask as he's using. Oh, I just saw some electricity in the mask. Look, go to 18 seconds.
I closed it. Hang on.
Oh, you fucking piece of shit. Can we point out that I never used to swear on the channel until you came along?
Yeah, but I think the way you talk about me coming along as if I forced myself, like, on you, rather than you just calling me constantly. And just saying, like, we're recording now!
Okay, so look, there's some electricity in the mask.
Yep. No, but, like, to desperately try to take this back on topic, you know how there's the scenes of, like, when Sam dies or whatever, you see him, like, sink into the ground.
Yeah.
This looks like it's related to that. Because it's like all these people who were, like, sinking and drowning in this slimy mud stuff.
No, we saw this already in the other trailer. This isn't new. This is old news. We've seen this mod many times before, Richie.
No, but we didn't see the thing where, like, it looks like he's opening it up and all those people are trying to get out.
No, they're not. We've seen those people drag other people away.
I don't know.
But I see what you mean.
They look like they're reaching up for him, though. And then, like, when he throws the mask, they get away from it. So it's like the mask is luring them.
Wait. No. Okay, let's think about this. Did you notice the electricity in the mask, though?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think they're reaching out as much as they're being pulled into a vortex.
But they're not there to begin with.
Yeah, but they appear sometimes. It's normal.
This is very normal.
Yeah, this is all normal. Oh my god! This is a parallel to Reborn. Instead of having a box and a ring that opens it and an animal comes out, you have a mask and you open a portal with the mud and then this animal comes out.
If I give you back the Patreon money for this month, can you not release this?
You know what? We'll compromise. We'll put this on Patreon. How about that?
All right.
We'll put this. We'll put this on the highest tier. How about that?
I'm imagining, like, the Nixon tapes. And it's like all this stuff where it's like, no, it's okay, we'll put it on the really high tier Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. maybe like this could be a model for like saving the economy. Is that you just release state secrets at a really high tier Patreon level. so then people sign up for it, and then like you'll get like other countries signing up for it. Like, oh, we can learn about the new ICBM system. So like North Korea's putting up Patreon money, China's putting up Patreon money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we will be in history books as the ones to like trigger the patron state secret scheme or ideology?
Is that well, this podcast is Russia adjacent. Okay, here's the idea, right? You release one side of this podcast at one tier and the other at the other tier, and the only way is to get both tiers and play them at the same time, and then they sync up.
Oh god. Okay. Okay.
I can't believe this is only 40 minutes long. It feels much longer.
Well, wait. Okay, so whatever's going on in the trailer, the guy summoning the pet using like energy or whatever from the people in the mud through the mask. So we know that much. We know Golden Mask can make gold face monsters. So that's a new piece of information.
Yeah, but like you could have just seen the trailer. I don't think we've added anything to this.
We added a new perspective.
Okay, I think like tomorrow, or maybe like if I'm still up when you get back, we could do one on Deracine.
Okay. Yeah, let's do one tomorrow. So what feel did this trailer give you? Because I never played Metal Gear, right? And I'm like, oh, this feels a lot like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it's the most metal, because it does look like this is the beginning of a boss encounter, and it does feel like the most Metal Gear. There's a character he's in several Metal Gear games, but he's most the one I'm thinking of specifically is how he shows up in Metal Gear Solid 5, where he is able to conjure like creatures made out of fire. So there's this like a bit where he makes a whale made out of fire appear, and there's a bit where he makes like a horse appear out of fire and stuff. So
is he the one with the gas mask?
Yeah, Psycho Mantis. So like, it made me think of that. So it looks like something Psycho Mantis would do if he was still around.
Maybe that's him.
Well, it's unlikely they spell and pronounce their names differently.
How do you know? We don't know their name.
That's true. Psycho Mantis has a mask.
There we go. Isn't there a character in Metal Gear that has a skull face?
Yeah, do you know what his name is?
No. Skullface?
That's his name.
I'm a genius. I predicted content yet again from the past.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know the character that speaks, the Joel character?
Who are we talking about?
Joel. We're talking about Joel from The Last of Us.
I've never played The Last of Us.
The name of the actor.
Oh, Troy Baker.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, the first trailers, I imagined him to be a more like stoic, silent guy that doesn't speak. Yeah. So I was like very surprised when he's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Do you think Mads Mikkelsen will be the like stoic, silent one?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll also be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Everyone's like that in this game. They're all whimsical and colorful, you know.
Yeah, it does look like it's just going to be a fun old time. It's going to be a romp.
What?
A romp.
What's that?
Just like a fun adventure. Like it's lighthearted. I like Corvo too.
Corvo too, yeah. Corvo too is cute. He kind of like in the beginning. It stops
and it like grooms itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I love that part. I live for this part. What I don't like, um, and that's like just a whoops, I hit the microphone. That's kind of a personal thing. But you know how whenever a monster appears in a video game,
It happens, yeah.
yeah, and what they usually do is a roar
Right.
every single time. And it's kind of like, after playing so many video games and seeing so many monsters, and every single time one shows up, they roar, it's like, gets kind of boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
For me, I just feel like I wish this little kitten didn't roar. I wish it was just like, I wish this guy would just go up to them and eat them instead of just being like, "Look at me, I'm so threatening," because we know he's
Or
gonna
just like an
die.
actual cat. It's just like, "Eh."
Yeah, or like if instead of roaring, he was like just like falls asleep, takes a nap.
It just lies there going, "Eh," till you bring it something to eat, and then it goes to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So, do you still like this game
I've never played
after
it.
this
No one's
69
played it.
second trailer? do you do you still have positive feelings toward this game?
I don't. Well, I just sort of don't know anything about it, and I'm glad that like it exists, because it's like, okay, this is at least really weird seeming. It doesn't seem like he's playing it safe.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, do you know what I just noticed? Go to 25 seconds. Maybe you noticed this, but just
What?
so what I assumed is both of the characters, like Sam and the girl character, were walking, but they're not.
What?
They're not walking. He's carrying her.
Yeah, she's in his backpack.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
No, she's in like when he has his corpse disposal, and she's like wrapped up like a corpse.
Know.
Yeah,
I know. It's like, so now he's like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to fight this thing when the girl's on my back. Do you think we're gonna have to fight it with her on the back and not get her killed?
We'll see.
I mean, I imagine fighting it like without any like backpacks on you is hard enough, but is she pretending to be a corpse? Is he trying to get her, like smuggle her out of the country?
Yeah, maybe people so they don't notice her because they just think she's a body.
Yeah, except you can clearly see her face. So
well, maybe like she's injured or something, so he has to carry her because she can't walk.
Oh no, she is a little. Yeah. Oh, that's so weird. Is this how co-op works? Like you just carry the other person around and they don't really do anything?
So kind of like co-oping with you.
Oh, you know what? Just for that, this is going on YouTube.
No, I'll be good. So basically, like, he was going on about it being like not a traditional action hero, and like it's like an open world game that's just sort of about like survival and stuff. But then I see a giant monster with tentacle hair, and it seems a bit more like this is going to be an action game.
Yeah,
because this does just look like a pre-fight cutscene.
Yeah, unless there's something more to the fight,
or you just have to escape from it.
Yeah,
and also just the way that like it's so video game villain, where it's like I'm going to show up and then I'm going to summon the boss and then disappear because like clearly like I know I'm in a video game and this is a boss that you'll eventually get past, so I'll like leave off important information until later on.
But you know what? Maybe that just shows us the psyche of the character. Maybe he has hard time with like finishing things and following things through.
Yeah.
So he just like leaves before the fight starts. He's like fingers crossed and leaves, you know? So maybe this is very deep.
Well, like the plot of the original Metal Gear Solid relies on all the villains knowing you're going to beat them.
Really?
Yeah, because the Metal Gear Solid, the original game, like the plot is that they need you to get to the end of the game because the weapon is key to your DNA. which means that,
Mm.
like, working backwards from that, all the villains in between the start of the game and that point, if they had actually killed you, their entire plan wouldn't have worked.
Which Metal Gear is
The
this?
first one.
So you now spoiled the first one for me.
The first one is like 20 years old.
So you spoiled the first one. You spoiled the fifth one. How many are there total? How many more are you gonna spoil?
Um, you realize that like they're released out of chronological order.
Oh, another spoiler. This is a general spoiler.
So when I'm like, this character dies, it's like they probably were already dead canonically in the series at that point, and we just go back.
So that's like spoiler number 7 in one day. Thanks, Richie.
I didn't know we were going to do this. I didn't want to do it, and I still don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but what you say, I kind of had the same thought as well, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
summon this cat to beat you. Bye.
He summons it to beat
Like-
you, and then he like does a little pose and disappears.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I
know the
yeah.
plot, but first you have to fight a monster. I'll see you after this boss fight.
Yeah, pretty much. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe this guy's like just showing off his mask. Maybe what happened is
He's just like, I really like my mask.
Yeah, you know how I got this chair and I'm showing it off?
So like the Joker. You know how I got this chair.
Stupid.
Oh.
No, listen to me, Richie. He got a new mask. He got a new baby. He got a new flower thing that goes tick, 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 tick. So he like needs someone to show it off to.
Yeah.
But like most of the planet is dead or whatever.
Right.
So he finds you and he's like, but he doesn't want to seem like, hey, let me show this off, because he's like a little awkward. So instead of just being like, look, I got a new mask and this and that, he's like, hey, fight this thing, bye. But what he's really doing is he's showing you his new mask can like attract a vortex of like dead people or mud or whatever, and then create an animal, and then like, the reason he leaves before the fight starts is because he realizes he's like being awkward. He's like, oh my god, why can't I just be normal? Why can't I just tell people like, hey, look, I got this new stuff. Why do I always have to do this? So he leaves. So I think that's what's happening.
Do you think that because it's like there's like an Egyptian motif that's meant to be a sphinx?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I get my best ideas early in the morning.
Mm. Do you think he creates this thing, or it's just like something that is always around and he summons it?
It's a good question.
If only there was some way to know. But unfortunately, we have an extremely short trailer that doesn't really explain anything.
So the mask is basically his Pokeball?
Yeah.
Could be, yeah. I really like the design of Corvo too, though. It's like, it's cute and like kind of threatening, and like when it like opens its mouth, it's just the throat or whatever.
Yeah.
It's it's pretty cool.
Okay, so what it looks like he's doing is he holds the mask above the like whirlpool. The stuff goes into the mask. Like it sucks it up, and then when he holds the mask up, it shoots out of the mask and forms the thing. That's what it looks like he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it looks like, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like the golden part of the thing is formed first, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So the mask is forming a mask first, and then the body follows. Can't really tell, but I think so.
Oh, it looks like they kind of form at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But it adds another dimension to the whole thing because we have the Titans, we have the Mud People, we have this thing.
Okay, I don't know if it adds another dimension. It just adds another thing. Like, we don't know how any of these things are connected. It's just things.
Yeah, but it's a thing. So it's another thing. But I'm no. Do you know I have a made up language?
Go on.
Yeah, sometimes I just go and that's how I talk to my boyfriend and expect him to understand me.
I feel like your boyfriend is the unsung hero of this podcast. If he were, like, even remotely less tolerant, none of this could happen.
I think I would have been dumped a long time ago. Oh, the other day he texts me, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I have PTSD. I'm like, what? He's like, so I go to the fridge and I open it and I hear Ludwig music being sang badly in the background, and I swear to God, I could almost see you do the Ludwig dance.
I didn't know there was a Ludwig dance. What's that?
The Ludwig choreography?
I know you do something with a cardboard tube where you pretend that's the Moonlight Great Sub.
Yeah, but that's part of the choreography. The cardboard tube is the second phase. There's a whole Ludwig song and choreography. It's pretty prominent in our household to the point where it gave my boyfriend PTSD, where he hears it, sees it when I'm not at home.
God. Oh. Yeah.
So in the end, I think this turned out pretty well, and I can edit this into something decent and put it on YouTube.
Okay, well, it's an hour long now.
Yeah.
So, good luck.
Thank you.
It's going to be a race to get the anime podcast out before this one.
It's to give you motivation. It's like the way Jigsaw gives motivation to people in Saw.
That is a bit like this podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a series of psychological games that you play with me.
Yeah. Okay. Did we miss anything?
I just realized you can't edit this until I send it to you.
Oh, so it's like you're holding it hostage.
I have all the cards.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
And I won't be able to send it to you because I have to download like another 2 gigabytes of audio from meth.
It's hilarious.
You could just release your half again.
Oh, it's true. I still have my half of the anime explanation.
It's like Reborn. You need both of them, and then that's the policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like the Aegon thing needs to be edited.
Oh, yeah, I have like 5 podcasts that need to be edited. There's like something.
So by the time this comes out, there'll be another Death Stranding trailer that like explains everything, and this will be pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's okay, because by that time we will have registered talkingderasine.com. And we'll have our weekly Derasine podcast.
Yeah. All right, Richie.
All right.
Do the outro.
That was Death Stranding trailer again. There was a Sphinx in it. What's going on? Who knows? Maybe the game is saying that nothing is as it seems.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite terrible theme for things. Where it's like, this thing that you've written doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, like the theme is nothing is as it seems.
Like your thesis.
Ugh. Ugh.
Thank you, Richie.
I think I'm more tired than you are at this point.
I think you're more tired of life at this point. I'm just annoyed with it.
With life or the podcast or me?
With life. We're talking about life. You're like, I'm tired, and I'm like, I'm annoyed. That's why we're such a good team. We both hate it.
We get on well because we both hate being alive.
Yes.
Ugh.
Okay, well, thank you, Richie, and
Okay.
looking forward to that anime podcast.
Yeah.
Don't you have something else to edit too? I feel like you had two.
Yeah, there's like one with Senna about
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
Lance found. Yeah. Oh, Lance solved the mystery of the crab in the skeleton ball.
Yeah, I saw on his Twitter.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah. That's great. But you know what? You just gave me an idea.
Uh-oh.
Crabs have shells, right? So if you sort of just take the top part of the shell
Mm-hmm.
and flip it around, it's going to turn into a Lord vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Lens should look a little deeper into that.
So the crab is the Lord vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lord
Yeah.
crab. I gave the cat some crab yesterday.
Was it the Lord vessel, Lord crab?
No, she didn't like it.
Does she only eat caviar?
I think it depends on the sauce. I think that like the crab I had was in this like curry sauce, and she didn't want it. She likes gravy. She eats anything with gravy. To the point where if there's like something with gravy in it, she runs over and she just starts licking the box to get the gravy out,
Oh,
lapping it up like it's milk. Well, no, it's sort of gross, and then like a couple of times she's vomited afterwards and left like gravy stains everywhere.
Oh, poor little thing.
Do you think that's how you'll deal with the monster in the trailer? You just leave some food out for it and it ignores it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because after it eats, it takes a nap. Then you just.
It could be like a real cat where like it's frightened of you, but then if you show that you don't want to harm it, it becomes your friend.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be your companion NPC.
You could ride it. It's fast travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a vehicle.
I can't wait till Death Stranding comes out and it's just a really straightforward action game. And all the things that we're talking about are just like, just there. With like no kind of significance at all.
Uh-huh.
Like the guy in Metal Gear Solid 3 who shoots bees. Where it's, he just does, and it's like doesn't like tie into anything thematically or plot-wise. He's just can shoot bees. Because the Metal Gear Solid games tend to have like there's kind of one thematic through line, but then there's also just like a bunch of random shit that has no real significance or connection to anything else. It's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you spoil Metal Gear Solid?
Yep.
I also can't speak in the morning. Did you spoil another Metal Gear Solid thing for me?
Not technically.
You spoiled the whole point of Metal Gear for me. You just said that some things are just there, so I can't hypothesize anymore, even though I'll never play it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Thank you very much, Richie.
That's quite alright.
I think this is our best work yet.
I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm deliberately going to export this at the highest possible quality. So it takes a really long time to export and then a really long time to upload, just to maximize the amount of time, like in between the of you actually getting this. No one should have to hear this.